This threat was also a topic of the Pope's Christmas message at the Vatican.
While addressing thousands of the Catholic faithful in St. Peter's Square and millions around the world, Pope Francis condemned the brutal persecution of religious minorities by ISIS. In talking about those religious groups, he said, "May Christmas bring them hope."
And here in San Diego, the Pope's message hit very close to home for this area's large Chaldean community.
Joining us tonight with reaction to the Pope's message is Chaldean community spokesman Mark Arabo. Mark, thank you so much for being here with us.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, and
thank you.
And I bet you were not surprised by the Pope's message, because he has been all along, since we've been talking about this issue with ISIS, been talking about those Christians having to flee from ISIS.
Sure, we've been speaking with the Pope's office for the last 7 months, and his message re-energizes our movement. It's a call for fear, for action, and for love for the families that have been displaced under ISIS control.
How much contact do you have with those families? Do they, for instance, know in their hearts, they know, but do they know that the Pope said what he said? Do they know that the rest of the world supports them as much as we do?
Well, they're hearing it every day. We're in constant communication with them, and they know that there's a lot of hope, because we are doing everything we can every single second, every single day, to rescue as many people as possible. And we know the Pope is a huge international superstar. We saw what he did in Cuba, and now we're going to see what he's going to do in Iraq.
Yeah, very active Pope Francis. And I know I interviewed you shortly before you went to Washington to talk with the White House administration about, this issue of ISIS persecuting Iraqi Christians. Bring us up to date where we are now. We saw millions of dollars in humanitarian aid. Where are we now?
Well, we've made a lot of progress. We have right now 33,000 visas that are available, but we need folks to go back there to start processing them to come. And we're advocating for them to do so. In early January, we're going to go to Washington and to the White House again to keep pressing the president. And also we're finding unconventional ways to bring people over, legally, but also unconventionally. And we were able to bring one family over, and we're bringing much more.
Mark, you mentioned all of that aid, and unfortunately for many people, many viewers, the last time they really heard about this, when we had hundreds of people stuck on top of a mountain that needed just the basics, even water. It's gone on much longer than that, but that isn't a problem anymore. Is this aid getting there right now?
Well, the aid isn't reaching the people as much as it should, and we want to remind people that we need them to pray for us. It's as much as a nightmare today than it was 7 months ago. It's a living hell. It's literally a Christian Holocaust, and we can't stop. We have to keep going and keep pushing to save the people's lives.
And I know our local Chaldean community here is in touch with a lot of family members over in Iraq. What are you hearing from them now?
Sure. 2 weeks ago, my mom called me and said they beheaded her sister. And so I could tell you that the atrocities that people are suffering are the most unthinkable, unimaginable, and we're doing everything we can to rescue them.
Christmas is one of the largest, obviously, celebrations for Christians all over the world. Describe what kind of celebration they're having there.
In Iraq and in Syria, Christmas is a very cold, lonely, depressing one, that they're afraid for their lives. They've been homeless for 7 months. They can't return to their homes, to their towns. They're wanting and begging to be rescued and someone to listen to them. And so every time we have a chance to instill hope, we're doing so, but the dysfunction in government is causing people to lose their life over their religion, which shouldn't happen in 2014 or 15.
Yeah, it's important to keep, that message alive, because even though ISIS may not be in the headlines here every day, that struggle is still going on over there. So we certainly appreciate the work that you're doing, and for the local Chaldeans as well.
And it's something for Christians in this country to think about this Christmas, is not only helping people here, but helping people around the world. Appreciate it. Again, Merry Christmas, and please send our blessings to every one of your family and friends over there.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Mark Arabo. Appreciate it. All right.